Hello everyone, it's Bulbous Tumultum again. I'm gonna run through the Clanfolk demo again today. I did a part one this stream this morning because I had time and the urge, and Clanfolk has continued to be on my brain today, and I've got a little bit of time to sneak in this afternoon and do some more. So, once again, let's just see how prepped for winter I can get us. I think we're gonna just only up forest and wildlife this time. I don't know, is upping wildlife to 2 just a little too cheesy? It definitely means that theoretically there would be a lot of bunnies to get us through the winter. Okay, let's build the world. Build a clan. My favorite Macintosh, just again because, you know, kitty cat in the motto. You know, last time we just did the kind of basic fresh start. Time before that, I did do a custom start. I have done the orphans before. It is a lot more difficult to do the orphans. Orphans means there's no adults. There's only some juveniles and some babies, and the kids basically work slower and are capable of doing less than adults. So it's definitely trickier when you've only got a group of kids. I think we're just going to do the generic fresh start. Why not? He's super good at hauling and loves it, and just absolutely hates building. Also absolutely hates building. Absolutely hates cleaning. Wow, this family's ancestor was pushed off a cliff by a carpenter or something, I guess. Because everyone hates building. Everyone hates building. I'm gonna re-roll the kid. Okay, now the kid just hates crafting, which is still a bit of an oof, maybe. Well, yeah, because now we got 2 people that really hate crafting, which, yeah, that's an oof. Let's go ahead and re-roll Marjorie. Oh no, oh no. That wasn't, didn't work out. That didn't work out. Having someone who really hates gathering is not great. Even if they love hauling. Actually, he doesn't love hauling. He's just good at hauling, but he loves making clothes. Yeah, it's a family of tailors a clan of tailors that at one point were insulted by a carpenter or a builder. It's I don't know, it's weird. We don't have enough change to get any more mushrooms or anything, so we'll just go ahead and get started. I want to look at this map again. I want to see. Looks like there might be. Is there gold in that, or is that just the coloration of the rock? Okay, here's a bunch of iron over here. I'm wanting to know how far my dudes are gonna have to, my clan folk are gonna have to walk to get to iron. Oh, there's iron right over here too. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. And there's more iron. Wow, there's a lot of iron on this map. That's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, we like that. There's this one lovely big lake over here that would be great. But it's also, you know, having a bunch of smaller lakes is also pretty nice if they're all kind of together. If I really build in this central area, it's gonna mean, it's gonna mean some tree chopping. you know, it's going to mean we're going to have to do some clearing of a lot of stuff to build our buildings. But let's go with it. Let's give it a shot. Get a few hand washing areas lined up. And get some drinking areas lined up. All right. Get started with some jobs. We want a few berries picked so that we get the food stockpile. We want branches picked because we are just going to go through branches like nobody's business, honestly. And we want to start gathering stones. Again, we may go through those like nobody's business too. We're gonna six beds is enough, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Nope. Wait. We need one more bed. We need beds for 7. We'll throw that one in sideways. We'll just throw in a spare one sideways too. Okay, so we've unlocked our work zone, our first work zone. And I'm gonna just put it down here. Okay. Get us, we want to make, this little thing, you know, the auto supply is, I love that in this game, how easy and simple it is. It's just a quick skid of the dial, and now basically we've, you know, told them we always want 2 stone scythes to be made and in our control, in our inventories. Wow. That's we're getting a lot of gathering done here real quick. Oh, actually, didn't we have somebody who hated gathering? We did. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Christine to just not gather. We've got enough people to do the gathering. It may be, it may be, you know, dumb to just let everybody not do the work that they don't like doing to a degree, because all the work is so important, basically. Stockpiles. We're gonna just put a food stockpile here for now. just gonna go ahead and turn some of this hay that we're sort of incidentally gathering already into more straw. Straw is the thing. It's you're always going to be running out of straw. It's let's get that built. We're running a little behind schedule. I would usually like to have the eel traps already figured out by the time everyone's going to bed on night one. We did not reach that goal again. Didn't reach it last game, didn't reach it this game. We'll have to hope that we can catch up a little bit. Oh man. I had a kitchen fail a bit ago, and my tummy is a little unhappy about it. I was trying to use ingredients that I'd had, some frozen veggies and stuff that had been in the freezer for a long time, and other things that I already had in the kitchen. And I did find a very good looking soup recipe for a butternut squash and miso soup. With ginger and a little bit of spicier pepper in it. And I mean, I didn't have the things to exactly make the recipe the way it was on, on the recipe thing. It was, this is using what I had in my kitchen. And the original soup did have in it onions, carrots, and celery. Not a whole heck of a lot of celery necessarily, but it had some celery. Celery is not particularly my favorite thing. I really only like it in like a chicken salad or an egg salad or tuna salad situation for the crunch and a little bit of flavor. I'll put celery seeds sometimes in those instead of celery, just because it's ridiculous to buy a whole thing of celery if you're only going to use 2 pieces. Anyway, though, I still had in the freezer a frozen veggie premix for making soups and cooking broths that was, in fact, celery, onion, and carrot. I don't know if it had just been in the freezer for too long and some of the extra bitterness is because of freezer burn. It's entirely possible it had been in the freezer for a very long time because I learned quickly that I didn't really make soups that used that combination of stuff when I was cooking for myself. I got into the habit of making more of a like Tex-Mex or New Mexico Mexican kind of soup a lot of the time, or going more with like a ginger. So anyway, yeah, these veggies hadn't been used in for frickin' ever. And I made the soup with the entire package of the veggies. And I have badly wasted food by doing that because unfortunately the celery flavor is so extremely bitter and strong that I can't eat it. I've tried picking this. I tried starting to pick the celery out of my bowl, after the first few bites, because it was like, oh my god, what is this? What is this fuckery? And it didn't. It did not work. It was still just way too gross, way too bitter. I myself am now bitter because the problem with screwing up a nice big pot of soup is you screwed up a nice big pot of soup. And, like 25, $20 worth of groceries or whatever that I used, and I cannot eat. I've tried to figure out how to salvage it, and I just can't. So, I mean, lesson learned. If I might try and make a similar soup again someday, but when I do, the lesson learned is it's not going to involve celery. Just full stop. I think I have put myself with the bites of that soup that I have tried. I think I have put myself off of celery completely for a while. Like I don't even want it in a chicken salad or anything. It's just like no. I've had the celery to last me a lifetime. Thank you. Um, it was gross. It was just too gross. Um, Most of what I cook is stuff like soups and curries. The curries are usually, boxed curries or simmer sauce curries. I don't make the curries from scratch. I am not much of a cook. I used to really love cooking when I was a kid. Oh man, I felt so grown up, and I watched cooking shows and the cooking segments on like daytime TV when I was home alone and my parents were working. And my mom also, of course, taught me pretty early how to do some basic cooking, and I helped her in the kitchen, and I graduated really quickly from that to full blown just making stuff. Um, you know, I saw how to make paella on a thing, and I made a modified paella because as a kid, even nothing would ever have convinced me to actually put oysters or clams in anything that I made. But yeah, so I loved cooking as a kid. I was always experimenting in the kitchen. I enjoyed making dinner for my family and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I lost a lot of that joy in it. Especially for the time period when I lived pretty much alone. And I was going to college, dealing with new issues from my long time depression and stuff. Dealing with some relationship issues, dealing with a lot of stuff on my own. And I got in the habit of basically almost living off of frozen burritos for a while. And I've never gotten fully back into the kitchen. Now, when I lived with my mom again after that time away, and I did enjoy sometimes cooking for the two of us. I loved trying to put stuff together for my mom and experimenting and seeing if my mom liked it. I guess I still do like cooking for other people. I don't like cooking for myself. Even if I was cooking for other people, actually, I would like it to be a group event where they help with the cooking. Over the years, I've gotten far less fond of, like, the prep work a lot of the time. And definitely the cleanup. Oh, I never liked the cleanup, but now I have, practically a neurosis about the cleanup. I just, my executives dysfunction, badly, even with having a dishwasher. So yeah, what I basically do is I cook once or twice a week. I cook a large, and now this game is gonna go nowhere because I'm distracted and I'm talking and I'm not paying attention and I haven't built stuff that needed building. Anyway, though, I basically make a couple of big pots of something every week. A big skillet or pot of curry, a big pot of soup maybe, sometimes a big crock pot thing or a big pot roast if I could afford, if there's been a beef roast on sale or something like that. And then it's just a case of reheating it and eating those one or two things for the entire rest of the week or even into the next week, interspersed with maybe sandwiches, or if I have the money, going out to get, actual fast food. And I am experimenting off and on, but the experimentation usually has to do with, I got these ingredients because it seemed like a good idea, or I was going to go with plan A for cooking, and then all of a sudden I decided against it, or I forgot something for plan A, or I already used up some things. So now let's see what I can put together with what I have in the house. That's mostly the experimentation I do. I am hoping to get more into experimenting with doing things like marinating tofu and learning to use tofu in things other than curries and soups. Because I am eating more tofu, mainly because tofu is not expensive. So, I am having to learn, and I am having to do stuff on my own. I do not have a caretaker right now helping me. I don't have anyone living with me who helps with stuff. I'm regularly falling way behind in the housework because of all this, but yeah, I do cook. It's pretty lazy cooking, and it's not very inspired cooking most of the time. Sometimes I get the inspiration, but I mean, let me be honest, if I could afford it, I would just totally get delivery or something every day of the week. As it is, I really can't even afford it once a month, most months. Or I've also given thought to, if I could afford it, doing like the HelloFresh thing or something like that, where I wouldn't have to go do the grocery shopping for the ingredients, and I could just follow instructions, and I would know that I had everything in the house, and there would be no way for me to forget to check my list or otherwise forget what was needed. But all that stuff is way expensive. You cannot do HelloFresh and whatever Blue Apron or any of those things. You cannot do those on EBT. That's not an EBT thing. Which is almost too bad, because that's exactly the kind of service that, mums or dads who are, overwhelmed with kids, or disabled people, or all this other, basically it's the people that really, really need the convenience and need the help, generally can't get it. It's kind of like, honestly, I spent like 3 hours one day when I had been going through a really bad week, and I just was not up to grocery shopping. I absolutely was not up to grocery shopping. And I didn't have, I can't afford to just order delivery when I'm too tired for grocery shopping. So I spent 3 hours online going to various store sites, both just through the immediate store sites and then through Instacart, trying to find any grocery store in my city where I could order groceries online, have them delivered, and pay with my EBT, with my food stamps. And none of them accepted it. Even when their corporate websites for like Kroger's and Albertsons and that said that they had stores that totally took EBT for delivery orders and stuff. The truth of the matter is, it's up to the individual store in the individual city. It's not a across the board corporate thing. And in the city I live in, at least, yeah, absolutely nobody was doing it. It was very upsetting. It's the whole, I use Amazon. I don't like Amazon, but one of the reasons I use Amazon, not only just because it's it's the only place where I can put together a wish list that has everything from, food to cat food and cat litter and DVDs and clothing and hoses and garden stuff, but also the only place where I can put a lot of that stuff on one bill and that myself when I'm buying it, but also because Amazon itself is one of the few guaranteed online ways I can order dry goods food or any kind of food that you can get through them, that I can order the food and pay with my EBT. Amazon is the only way I can do that, and it's really funny that a company that is known for having employees that are relying on EBT and food stamps is the one that makes things the easiest for people on EBT and welfare to get anything, no matter where they live. I joked with a friend, maybe it's because that way their own employees, it's like the company store thing, their own employees have to buy through them, without them having to come up with a script. But yeah, no, I don't do a lot of that active stuff or that cooking stuff, and I don't mess up very often when I experiment and just throw things together or try to alter a recipe that I look up online. I usually do okay. The last time I had a bit of a mess up, it was fixed by just basically adding soy sauce. Adding some soy sauce when heating it up fixed it. It was very tasty with soy sauce. But this not even soy sauce can fix. It's just, it is like just a mouthful of the strongest, oldest, bitterest celery that the world has ever known. Every time. Yeah. And I think I am just gonna, I can't play this game and keep up a stream of conversation without getting behind. Because I am so far behind here. This is nuts. But anyway, I mean, that was a long, rambly thing that just stems off the fact that I made some bad food. I tried eating it. I am now sick. Um, I am now feeling unwell, which probably also is not helping my concentration on the game, to be honest. Nausea doesn't really help you focus on anything other than the nausea. Well, at least I think I'm getting things done a little bit better than, or quicker than I was in the last game from this morning. In terms of, I will hopefully have the trader sign up by the end of by the end of day 4 here. I really want that trader sign up. Let's go ahead and give ourselves our basic food stockpile area and get that under shelter. Okay, other straw door. Okay, objects. We're I feel I am doing a little better this game, definitely. Okay, we don't actually want to invite any guests. What we just want to do is we want to get the trader sign up next, and then follow it with the helper sign, the employee sign. And meanwhile, we will build this big stockpile for food. Okay, we are cooking with gas here. Oh, I can't queue up. Yeah, I can't queue up making iron bars until I have actually achieved getting some iron. This game is a little fussy like that. Fortunately, we had some iron right up here, wasn't it? Yeah. Go forth and mine. Oh, there's even some iron here. Okay, we are loaded for iron. That is good news. Let's have all that stuff moved under shelter. The mushrooms are definitely not going to last forever, but they will last a little bit longer if they are tucked away. There we go. Now we can make some iron. Okay, this is good. We've got our two most important signs up. We're even going to get the less important sign. Well, basically we have the most important sign up, and it looks like we're even going to get the meh sign up. Because at first we're not going to have the money to hire anyone anyway. I do want to bundle you up into a bag. And we're going to want to bundle you up into a bag. Okay, put you down right there. Where'd that other sleep mat go? Did I pick it up or did I have it destroyed? I thought I just picked it up, but I'm not seeing it. That's a problem. Okay, well, I guess, here we go. Okay, I want also, actually, we want a straw curtain here. Not a heck of a lot of, yeah, we're chopping through things pretty good here, actually. I am pleased. Oh, what we want to make sure is that we don't want to cut away so much space that we lose the mountain roof, because the mountain roof will keep it cooler inside here by a little bit. And then apparently when winter comes, we'll be freezing some of our water jugs. And then the frozen water jugs basically help you make a big old ice room, you know. Honestly, that's exactly what it is. It's just a big old ice room. Okay, I need... Where's the meat rack? Now, I normally wouldn't think, I mean, I don't actually know how well this is going to work, because I don't know if hide racks for drying hides need to happen in a warmer space than our freezer will be, or our fridge will be. But I do know, and I mentioned this in my earlier one, but in case you didn't catch my earlier one from earlier today, if you put a storage spot next to the production zone that makes whatever it stores, basically whenever you make something, it'll just sort of jump right into that storage spot, which I think is awfully handy. Not gonna lie. Okay, we are going to need... Well, we're still doing pretty good on straw, to be honest. I think we've just had more closer to the house this game. Oh, we got us some people here. Let's see. We have... They want to buy our chickens. We're not selling our chickens. This person will buy our loose stones. I am literally going to sell as many loose stones as I can sell to that person. It is morning still. Yeah, I'm gonna hire this guy. Now the downside is, like if we had guests, right now we don't have a whole lot of creature comforts in our clan home here. We are very uncomfortable, honestly. And people are going to work for us, spend the night, be underwhelmed by their work experience, and basically are going to make a post on our anti-work about our place and our people, and how much it sucked to be employed here. And I mean, you know, I'm not trying to be a soul-sucking job. We really need to get a roof over our cooking fire and everything. We are in dire need of a roof. I have a cat who's being so cute. I'm hearing him go Mert. I can't do the Mert. The Void doesn't meow so much as just sort of does this sort of purry Mert kind of thing. It's extremely sweet. The Void is my newest cat. He showed up as a stray in like January or February. And in late February or early March, he basically moved in with me and all my other cats. Showed up. When he I feel like I've talked about this before on some other live streams. So if somebody's just, binge watching me for some reason and you're hearing this story over and over and over, I apologize. But yeah, I am proud of the Void. I'm very happy for him. I didn't want clear trees. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for gather berries. Or pick mushrooms. Pick mushrooms is also good. Yeah, when the Void first came in the house, definitely none of the other cats liked him. And part of that was because he didn't really know how to socialize with other cats. He was this little 8-pound tomcat teenager, under a year old, Quebec estimated, who basically spent his entire time trying to show all of my larger fixed male cats that he was the boss. They didn't like that. He also didn't seem to understand the idea of playing, not with other cats and also not with toys. Trying to get him to play with a toy basically led to you getting a kind of very funny, puzzled look from a cat who was like, I don't understand. What is this round thing you're rolling around? Why are you wiggling that long, slinky, snake-like thing? This is all strange. This is all strange and new, and I don't know what to do about it. And it was like that for a while. He slowly got better with the other cats. And we did get him fixed, which probably has helped more. Because since he was fixed, he still is a handful, and he still sometimes tries to sort of seriously show the other cats who's boss, but and always fails. He's not the boss. He's so not the boss. Kuiper kind of lets him be the boss sometimes, and then other times doesn't. And also, he and Kuiper are pretty much boyfriends. They get up to stuff together. But yeah, he now plays with other cats in the house, and it is actual real play. It is not just sort of annoying each other. And as of just only a week or two ago, he has begun to play with toys. Both with me throwing them around or wiggling them and, making it plain that, hey, this is a game, but also chasing them on his own down the hallway and just sort of running amok. And it's the best thing. It's the best thing to see him flourishing. He was half starved and completely beaten up. I mean, the other feral cats had did not like him, possibly because of the whole not knowing how to socialize without being a jerk. He was covered in mats that were giving him really bad skin dermatitis. He was itchy and dandruffy, and had to be shaved partially. And yeah, now he's doing great. He's put on a little bit of weight. He's not chunking out like some of my boys did after getting fixed, at least not yet. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of people wanting jobs. Yeah, I don't need to buy stone from you. I think I already bought everything from you I want to buy. I missed my chance to hire someone again. We really, I need somebody to craft. We're at a standstill here. And yeah, this is gonna be another game or another demo playthrough where we do not get far, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I love the phrase, ladies and gentlemen, but, I have lots of friends who identify as neither. And in fact, I am myself not overly attached to the whole lady thing. Some days I would definitely agree, yep, I am a cis woman, and other days I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm a potato. I don't care. It's like, I don't care. I understand why other people care, basically, and are serious about it. I just mostly live in my brain and mostly live, you know, kind of the hermity ace lifestyle, so it really just doesn't come up. Other than when I'm filling out government forms or surveys on the internet or whatever. Let's turn that 100 hay I bought into 100 straw. Okay, come on, people. And we really need to step it up a bit. Really need to step it up a bit. The timbery needs to be built ASAP. We're just super behind. Okay, timbery has been built. I will say, if you haven't already guessed, if you are the kind of person that sneers and uses the term social justice warrior unironically and whines about people having genders that you don't understand a lot, and actually, you know, I don't mind people saying they don't understand the whole multi-gender thing. It's more if you are mean about it and just, you know, have to snark and bully and pay honestly way too much attention to it. You're probably not going to like my channel. You're probably not going to like me. Fair warning. Because sometimes my rambling is probably going to go those places. You know, if you're the kind of person who actually gets actively offended when I say that I would love the dev of this game to add queer couples and adopting kids from other clans eventually, you know, if that actually is like, no, to you, yeah, you're not gonna like it here. And for the record, if the dev does ever catch this video, yeah, I would really, really love it if you could have couples that just adopt kids. And not only same-sex couples or same and that, but also like if you have an elderly couple, it would be great if there were events or something where an orphan child or something comes in from another clan, or there's an offer of adopting an orphan. That would just be kind of cool, I think. More ways of growing than just straight reproduction after marriage in. I've known in my family circle of friends and stuff, there have been many older couples that adopted when they could. Adoption is kind of rigged against older people. My parents wanted to maybe adopt a sibling for me, but they were basically told my dad was too old. And my mom was also kind of getting up there, but mostly my dad was too old and my mom was on the cusp of being too old for what they considered a really viable family situation. And I mean, you know, my dad did pass away while I was still a kid, and my mom did become a single mom. But, you know, still. He didn't pass away from old age, you know. It was a heart attack. So his age still didn't really have a heck of a lot to do with it. His other health conditions had a lot more to do with it. Have we actually managed to actively build a bow and arrow yet? I have not been paying attention. Yes, we have. Okay. Let's find a few buns. That's probably honestly marking too many. I don't think I want to mark more than 3 at a time ever. Yeah, we're falling behind very heavily. I started to catch up a little bit, by getting, this is what we were waiting for. The smithy is basically the holy grail that just unlocks a lot of things for you. You absolutely want that smithy going. Unfortunately, I was not making brick. I sold off a lot of bricks and I didn't replace them, so we may not get the smithy up in time. Which is an oopsie doodle. I'm marking all the things as priority, which is a bit of a problem, but you know, some things it's okay, like the bricks, the brick making, yeah, it can be marked as priority because honestly, it'll take them all of, you know, a few minutes to actually start up the fire, and then they just leave it. Oh boy, we have slowed down. We have actually screeched to a halt, honestly. I hope tomorrow we get a good trader, maybe another straw trader, but also I hope we get maybe one or two contract workers. Even though they will go home with tales of how much we suck, getting a few more hands working on stuff will maybe get us back ahead. The best I have ever done with the demo is I had a well built before it ended once. I would call that the best success I have ever had with the demo. Was having a well built. Wells being a good source of water for winter that will not freeze over. And basically to build a well, you have to have built your smithy, you have to have made some nails, and then you have to have made a steel pickaxe, and you have to have built a masonry table and started cutting stone blocks. And that is when you unlock the well. So it is pretty far up the tree, or down the tree, however you want to put it. Everybody wants to do a little bit of chilling in the morning when they first wake up. Play the flute, talk, hang out in general. Okay. So now we have those built. So from now on, if a rabbit is caught, oh hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just hire you. I don't care if you're not all that great. We're gonna hire you. I'm gonna buy your berries and then send you on your way. What are you selling? And what are you buying? You are buying stone. Or small stones. we're gonna go ahead. And then you're also selling us a chicken. Let's buy that spare chicken. That more chicken, more good. More mouth to feed in winter. So maybe a little dubious, but you know. Actually, what am I doing? I don't need to waste her time doing that. Okay. So we want to keep a good supply of nails. Also, let's go ahead and place some windows in our building. You absolutely want to have some windows. Alright, I'm gonna unsuper prioritize those. Can we plant bushes yet? We can plant bushes. I would like to, I want to plant some berry bushes right by the house here, honestly. You have to do your planting before summer ends, so even though technically it's not going to do diddly squat for me because this is the demo and we're almost done, in the spirit of the game, I'm going to plant some bushes there. We will pretend that the game isn't going to end in 2 more days. I have heard that at some point, maybe the bunnies won't lose the hunt marker when they go into their burrows. That would be nice. Okay, let's watch and see if the meat and everything goes. No, the meat did not go into the meat rack. That's a shame. The meat did not go into the meat rack. The hide went into the hide rack, though. What are... Oh, I never maxed you guys out. Okay, now our emergency is making charcoal, because we have, like, absolutely no charcoal. We have absolutely no charcoal, and we very much want charcoal, thank you. Now, there's a few more things that I'm a little... I've watched several people who were gifted by the dev, who were given the full game key, which, I mean, it's still early release even then. But I have seen some people playing in the winter, and I'm not quite sure how you make sure you keep fires and fireplaces going in the winter. Because it seems like it basically seems like there's no way to tell people to just keep the fire lit for heat's sake. And if they aren't actively cooking, they don't add anything to it before going to bed necessarily, and the fires will go out. So I don't exactly know how that works from what I've watched. But okay, objects, hunting. Let's go ahead and put a snare out. Okay, what are you buying, selling? We're gonna buy honestly, we're gonna buy all the hay you've got, lady. And I will sell you one thing of bricks. You are not buying anything I want to sell, and you are not selling anything I particularly need to buy right now. How much are you per day? 43 per day. You're hired. I want employee. Yeah, we're not going to get much further. Mostly, we're just not going to get much further because I have not been prioritizing jobs right, and like we didn't have people making the charcoal, which means we're way behind on iron production, which means we're way behind on our blacksmithing, which, you know, just means whoopsie doodle. Objects, farming. Let's get started on the barn area. Buildings, other critter door. There we go. Well, I guess we're not going to get far on technology, but we may have the house more built than sometimes I do. We kind of have the shelter thing going on. I could try building a second bloomery to speed up the... see here, jobs. Okay, the meat did hop onto the shelf this time. So sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. Okay, so we made our first nails and that unlocked, you know, a workbench, a kitchen. I've never actually seen what the workbench unlocks because I've always gone for the masonry. Okay. At least we got the smithy built this time. Last time I did not even get the smithy built, and it was extremely, extremely embarrassing to not get the smithy built. Chicken just running around the beds. Now, if we really wanted to go, you know, more historical for early starting out people, and you know, you know, we could have put the chickens right in the bedroom, and that would have really done well for keeping people warm in winter and keeping the animals warm in winter. I don't actually know if what I did will work nearly as well, which is to use this door flap that lets heat through, you know, so it's kind of like they're in the same room, but they aren't quite, actually. Let's see, what do we got? Mushroom rack. Mushroom rack. I want to be a mushroom rack. I'm gonna go ahead and just build one for giggles because I don't think we're gonna get much further anyway. We are pretty much, you know, we are at the end of things, basically. We can see how far we get by the time everyone goes to bed. And then that's where we are for the end of summer. Because once everyone goes to bed and there's no longer anyone doing anything, then, you know, I probably won't wait for the game to fully end, the demo to truly end. I will just end it myself once we know everyone has gone to bed for the night and we are no longer working, and we'll see what we've managed to accomplish by then. Okay. Um, we like dried mushrooms. Now, the one nice thing is, okay, so there's two things here. We generally don't want to destroy all the trees that are closest to our house, because that means that if we run low on branches in winter, we're going to have to walk a further distance out in order to gather branches. On the other hand, very handily, on the other hand, I lost my train of thought entirely. When you clear things down to stumps, mushrooms really like growing around stumps, even more than trees. So when we have rains in late summer and autumn, where I have cleared out trees and we have these stumps, we should have mushrooms very close to the house to pick and then to dry. Let's just see if we can get this workbench built. For giggles, I wanna see. I forget what I don't think I've ever gotten the workbench unlocked. I could be wrong. But I don't remember what it lets us make, if we're able to make anything. Oh, okay, it lets us, it basically, it's a more, it doesn't really unlock more right away. Oh, it unlocked, actually, no, it did. It unlocked an actual literal bed as opposed to just a mat on the floor. Okay. And a supply shelf and a tailor bench. Yeah, it actually, an actual toilet. Fancy. Okay, we got actually quite a lot unlocked from that. This little bit of basic food storage in here at this point. But you know, it's kind of like, yeah, we're at this point. But like, you definitely want an actual jug pallet in your cold room so that you don't have just these jugs each individually stacked up. Pantry shelves. The serving table is very handy. Now would be the time to actually get the fireplaces in instead of the campfire for cooking and heating and stuff like that. Okay, we did, basically we have played to where we have unlocked masonry. We are not going to actually be cutting blocks and learning how to make a well before everyone goes to bed. It's better, we got further this time than we did last time, and I am at least pleased about that. This is much better. The water dipper would be one of the next things I would build, just because it is an extremely handy thing to have somewhere in your house here. It's filled via water jug, and it basically, your people are no longer having to run to the lake to drink or wash or do whatever. Okay, we didn't even get the masonry actually built. I didn't know that the foxes would go into your barn through the door. I don't think the foxes actively eat your chickens. Anyway, that was this afternoon's play of the Clanfolk demo, since it was eating my brain. I need to get back to doing other things that are also eating my brain, and that I am working on with people. And also, I need to clean up my kitchen and throw out the horrible devil celery soup. And kiss all those ingredients goodbye. It's bad, folks. It's just bad. I'm sorry. But anyway, be cool, be kind. This is Vulpus Tumultum, saying goodbye for now.